The definition of diversity may be as diverse as the term itself. For me, diversity is simply the simultaneous existence of 7 billion different realities. In other words, there are as many realities as there are people on this planet. Now, understanding, respecting, and ultimately celebrating this diversity may not be so simple. First of all, it calls for a vision on how to make it possible for all these different realities to coexist in peace. Second, it requires a set of actions in order to implement that vision. On the Hello Mahalo vlog series, we will be speaking to people from all over the world who have taken that step to transform their vision into action. We hope to inspire you. So joining me today is Bob Knotts, journalist, author, and founder of Florida-based nonprofit organization, The Humanity Project. Thank you so much for being with us here today, Bob.
Thank you, Haikaa. It's a pleasure.
So, Bob, let's jump right in. I wanted to start by asking you, what are the main areas that the Humanity Project focuses upon?
We focus primarily on issues involving children. Our slogan is helping kids to help kids. We have a well-known anti-bullying program called Anti-Bullying Through the Arts. We have a program called the Humanity Club, which works on issues of respect and diversity and also self-worth with student leaders. And they then help us take these ideas through a program to their peers, the entire school. And we also have a safe driving program called Haikaa, sponsored by State Farm, which we're very grateful for them. And we have a new campaign called Respect Rocks, which is kids asking adults for a better world. So, but the common thread is these core values of respect, diversity, self-worth.
I was wondering if perhaps you could share with viewers how the organization is structured in order to meet all those different needs.
I'm the founder, of course, as you mentioned, and we have a board of directors and a leadership council, but we do not have any paid positions. I work about 60 hours a week for the Humanity Project, and I don't take a paycheck, and all of our board members and leadership council members and other folks who help us work with kids are volunteers. So it's a traditional structure in the sense that our board of directors makes key decisions about policy, but fundamentally, it's driven by volunteers who believe in the mission.
But of course, you also have costs. So I was wondering if perhaps you could tell people a little bit about donations and, how that would work.
Sure, I would love that because how it works is that 100% of our funding, we're unusual in a number of respects, and one of the ways is that 100% of our funds goes into our programs, and yes, all our programs are for free. Materials are online for free. We have, because Google is one of our sponsors, they help promote our programs around the U.S. and Canada, and so we'll get calls from schools all over the country, and they want materials, and we help them get them. So everything is free that the Humanity Project does. And if you go to our website, which is thehumanityproject.com, there is a page there to donate or join. And if you join, you get some other benefits. But we are happy to have people supporting us.
What do you expect to achieve as an organization?
We've given our anti-bullying program, Anti-Bullying for the Arts, to some 21,000 kids just locally here in South Florida so far. And we know from the testing that it's having an impact, that kids are understanding and implementing the concepts of anti-bullying. But in the longer term, in a broader scale, what we're hoping is that we can actually have an impact on individual perceptions of their own value and the value of other human beings, because we think that's really the fundamental problem of most social issues when you scrape down to the bottom of it.
What were some of the main, or what are some of those challenges that an institution like the Humanity Project faces on a day to day basis?
Having people who understand what we're really doing, what we're really all about, and funding is the big challenge for any nonprofit organization or anybody, an artist, as you well know, to get people to buy into your concepts and provide you the means to do them. It's a big challenge, really.
Especially because, as you said, the vision that holds the Humanity Project, which you have named shared value is not very simple to explain and to convey.
Shared value, just very briefly, I'll give it a shot here in 30 seconds or so, is the idea that we get value in our own lives, not by trying to get from outside us, but by trying to share our own experience, the best of who we are with other people to help raise them up, to inspire them, to recognize their own innate greatness. I believe, as I know you do, in the innate greatness of every human being, every individual. And so we think that the real cure of the world, as Marie Curie, the great scientist, said, you can't make a better society without improving individuals. That's what we believe. And the hard work ultimately is involving, what goes on between our ears. So shared value is about getting rid of the ego by focusing on other people's perceptions of themselves, their own self-value that we all struggle with. We all struggle for feelings of importance and our own value. And by focusing on helping others find that, we find it ourselves.
People can read more about it on the website as well, right?
That is correct. And those who become members of the Humanity Project actually get a little bit more detailed booklet about it. And as you know, I'm also writing a book, a very extended book. I've been working on it for 3 years now, and it's about half done, about this very philosophy to really expand it to a larger scale.
What is the motivation that keeps you going through these difficulties, whether it be communicating yourselves or, actually getting funding in order to keep doing these projects?
Well, it's really what I said in a sense. Like it is uh, that I recognize that this is my true self-interest. That my true self-interest is trying to develop my experience and to share it with your viewers and with anyone else that I can. And so we then try to create concrete programs that can have an impact on children and adults and other avenues, writing the book and whatever else. So it's really a recognition that my own self-interest is fulfillment. It's not trying to boost my ego from the outside world, whether it's through money or something else. That's the way I see it.
Did you have any specific triggers that propelled you towards implementing that vision? Was it a time in your life? Was there something that just gave you that extra push in order to start this nonprofit organization, which, as you said, is already 12 years into its
Our existence,
projects and
exactly.
programs? Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, it was a recognition, first at a personal level, that my own problems, that my conflicts, my lack of self-confidence in some ways. I've always been very confident in my intellect and my abilities to do things, and yet somehow as a human being, I felt that I was never good enough, that there was something wrong with me. There was just something fundamentally flawed. And I recognized first the negative impact that we have on relationships and on other people around me. I'm not saying that it's anything horrendous, fortunately, but I recognized that my problems became their problems and vice versa. And so then that got me thinking about this whole concept of the world's problems are really just our own individual problems on a larger scale. And so that got me focused on part of my own salvation, and partly because I have a strong need, as you do, to want to help other people. I actually think almost everybody has that need. It may be varied. And so again, it kind of goes back to this. It's my real true self-interest to try to figure this thing out, and it helps me, but I'm hoping it will help a lot of other people as well.
Can you repeat that phrase? Our own problems are?
Yes, that our problems individually become the problems of the world, and so the world's problems really are just an expression of what's going on in our own heads, in our own conflicts. The wars we see, the drug addictions we see, the violence we see, the disrespect in our society we see, all of these and much, much more, I believe, are simply reflections of individuals who are struggling because they feel they individually are not worthy as human beings. And the great,
But it gives us hope too, right?
It does. It's a curable problem, I believe. I really do. I don't think it's just human nature. I think it's a curable problem if we understand it and figure out how to address it, first in child rearing and then as adults as well. I think we can diminish it, if not eliminate it in our own lives.
Okay, so Bob, I was wondering if you could tell people once more about the website and your social networks.
Would love to. Thank you, Haikaa. It is www, of course, thehumanityproject.com. Don't put the THE. And there you will find links to, we have 9 social media pages, and so I won't give your viewers that whole long list, but it's available at our website. So again, thehumanityproject.com.
Okay, so if you're interested in finding out more about the Humanity Project, I will definitely include those links on the description below, so make sure to check them out. Thank you so much, Bob, for your time, for being here with us, and I really hope that you keep on shining your light onto this world because I think the Humanity Project is doing such an amazing uh, job, and it certainly touched my life. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Haikaa, and you know what a great fan I am of your intellect and your efforts to change the world for the better. So the feeling is mutual, and it was an honor to be here. Thank you.
For more information on this and other diversity projects, please visit our Hello Mahalo Diversity Atlas on www.hellomahalo.com.